Hello and welcome back to Alephium Assemble. It's a special Christmas episode. This is my Christmas kitten. Say hello. And I'm joined here with the wonderful Carla Massini. Carla, how are you doing?
Hey Pepper, nice. Thank you so much for asking. I'm really nice.
Good. Well, I'm delighted to be sharing this Christmas special with you. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. This video has been scheduled for the 24th, Christmas Eve. Now, we actually recording on the 17th of December because, as many people do, we've got time off over Christmas to go and spend with our friends and family and all of our loved ones. So yeah, we got this done in advance. Now, Carla, I have a very important question to ask you. What are your plans for Christmas?
This is a very important question. Well, this Christmas I'm going to my boyfriend's family, so a lot of food. We are doing this very long Christmas meal that lasts like 4 hours. I'm also planning to cook a bit, which I really like, and I'm also hoping he got me a nice gift. So we'll see. What about you? What is your plan for Christmas?
Oh, is there any gift you're hoping for, Carla?
Not sure. I have give a list to the Père Noël.
Père Noel, yes.
Santa Claus.
I I've given a list to Santa. I'm hoping for some new AirPods. But I'm actually headed off to Hanoi on Saturday and then going to China for Christmas. It's a
Oh,
bucket list trip for me. I've always wanted to go and see the pandas in Chengdu, so really excited to do that on Christmas Day. And then I'm going to Chongqing, the cyberpunk city of China, very futuristic place. There's a very famous video of a building where a train goes through it. A lot of people know Chongqing for this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I'm also really looking forward to sharing all of the latest news and updates about Alephium to you, Alephium assemblers. So thank you for tuning in. Let me tell you a little bit about what we have in store today. Well, the main latest Alephium news, of course, ecosystem news and updates from Carla. There's a lot been happening recently. We're going to recap a bit of the X space, which went live yesterday. That's a week ago for you guys watching now. And we've got an Alephium Explained section. Carla has prepared some information, some important information there. And I also want to tell you about the articles that are coming kind of over the holidays and into the new year because we've got some really cool new contributions coming and I'm very excited about these. So to begin, I suppose, the big news today, I guess, is the full node update. Literally 20 minutes before we started recording this episode, I was given the link to the full node update. So as you may know or may not know, you may not have seen, we are doing a full node update to our to fix our DAA. That's our difficulty adjustment algorithm. Now, it's quite technical. It really applies most to our nodes, and so if you are a node, it's really for you to go and update. We've shared a blog about it with all of the nitty gritty details, and I've just updated that with the link. You need this link to go and do the upgrade. It's a link to GitHub. Everything's there. By the time you see this video, the link's already live, and it will be on testnet. It will go onto mainnet in January. So there's not a huge rush. You've got a few weeks to sort it out. Next, you may have seen, I hope you've seen, I really do hope you've seen that Carla and I have launched another new series to add to Alephium Assemble. We now have our X-Space ecosystem series. The point is that there's so many wonderful dApps and builders in this ecosystem. We want to turn the spotlight onto them and give them a platform to talk about what they're building. So we were honored really to be joined in the first episode by Radu from Lynx Labs, who we have met in person in Singapore. He's a wonderful guy, but a really terrific builder with a clear vision. and KR Coder from ALPH. Now, KR Coder is a real OG in Alephium and has been a very important part of the ecosystem. So to have two very, talented builders come on was really good. If you haven't listened yet, unfortunately, X rugged the space and we didn't get a recording. But I'm working on it and I'm talking to X support to try and sort that out. But I'll tell you more about that later. Carla, how did you feel after the space? Did you think it went well? Was it a good first episode?
Yeah, honestly, it went really well. It was super cool episode, and the conversation felt very natural. So it's it's really cool. With Alephium, we really want to give a voice to our community and to our builders, and these XPays are exactly for that. So maybe if you're building on Alephium, you are listening this podcast, this episode, or you are a part of the community and you want to join an X-Space, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can message us directly on Telegram or in our Telegram group and say like, oh, I want to participate, and then we will invite you in some X-Space.
Yes, we're looking forward to our future episodes with lots of very cool guests, but I think there's many guests, potential guests we haven't even thought of yet, or who maybe haven't
Exactly.
emerged willing to talk. So yeah, looking forward to what's coming. We've got a few more episodes planned and some exciting content there. Now, as for the core dApp, we are preparing for testnet, as you know. The latest updates were shared on December 12th and December 19th. However, today is December 17th, so those updates are in the future, and we've recorded this pre-recorded. So I can only really tell you about the updates from the 12th. The main bulk of that report was that the front end team has made some huge improvements to the visual side, and I even shared a screenshot there that Mika, our chief product officer, sent over. It looks really clean, but what they're basically telling me is they're getting closer and closer to testnet. We don't have a launch date yet. I appreciate your anticipation for that, but it's coming soon. It will come in due time when the time is right. Now, actually, just before we hit record on this episode, very good timing, I did get a message from Ilias with a few things that can kind of go into the update. So I'll put that on the screen now, and you can scan through it if you like. But the more informational version of these notes will be up on Twitter. Go into our page, or X or Twitter, I'm showing my age calling it Twitter. Go to the pinned thread. All of the information is there as comments. Next bit of news, let's talk about X Spaces, not just our own one, but Maud joined EMCD for a really good talk about mining. I know a lot of you caught that had a pretty good turnout, and Maud, I mean, she knows so much. It's honestly fantastic to listen to her. So I'm very happy to say she's joined another X Space, which is, I believe, today, the 17th. So you can go back and listen to that too. That X Space is with Now Nodes. Now, as for myself, I joined a couple last week. There was one with Solstice, which is very, very interesting project. Was really happy to be on that. And another one with EduChain, which was really cool. The week before, I had another one with Meteora. So these are really decent projects who are inviting us on to talk. And even before that, I was on a video interview. I think some of you saw that with Allspark Research. I prefer not being on video, but it's just part of the job, guys. But there was a really lovely host there with some really good questions. So what I like with all these opportunities is it allows us to frame Alephium in so many different contexts and see where does Alephium where does Alephium fit into different trends, different themes, different kind of sectors of Web3. So really happy with how that's going, and in 2026 there's going to be a lot more to come. My final bit of news is that we have selected a winner for the VIP ticket for Crypto Auxerre. the winner has still not replied to our message. We're going to give them a few more days. If they don't reply, we may have to pass that on. We're doing our best to get in touch, but it is what it is. If you don't check your inbox, you may have missed out on a wonderful prize. Now, over to Carla. I can breathe and rest my voice for a minute for the wonderful ecosystem review.
Let's go. Okay, so overall, things have been a bit quieter recently, which is totally normal. You know, it's the end of the year, people are wrapping things up, shipping final updates, and taking some well deserved time off. That said, there is still some news across Alephium ecosystem. First, on the product and UI side, Nightshade shared a major update. They completed a full UI refactor, moved their website to Tailwind, and are setting things up for faster development, including the use of AI tools. This is a strong step forward in terms of developer velocity and overall user experience. Aura Markets also shared their long-term vision. They highlighted ideas like passkeys instead of passwords, non-custodial abstract wallets, and the ability to go from any chain in to native currency out. This kind of design clearly focuses on usability, and it's is aligned with the goal of mainstream adoptions. On the DeFi side, Alephium has been very active. Season 1 of the Bribes War has officially concluded with a strong participation and very high APR, sorry for my accent, across multiple pools. Even after the final activities continue with new Epoch Live, updated yield, and ongoing incentives for liquidity provider. So it's really good, to see sustainable experimentation and engagement in Alephium DeFi. We have also seen activity from megabanks. Half banks become megabanks, and now they shared a message focused on persistence and not giving up even when things feel difficult. Alongside that, they announced that their referral page is now finished, which is a concrete step forward for their product. There were also UX and tooling improvement shared by developer like Henri the Coder, making Solidity to Alephium contract translation easier and improving gas estimation. So this kind of tools are important to lower the barrier for developer coming from other ecosystems. So yes, things are a bit calmer right now because it's the end of the year, but under the surface, teams always still shipping, refining their product, and preparing for a stronger start in the next year, in the new year. Sorry. I also wanted to ask you, Pe-pere, about you just talk about our X-Space. Maybe do you have some some recap and some summary to give to us?
Oh, yes, I do. I did make some notes. Yeah, just quickly, the recording got rugged, but I am doing my best to chase it. I believe that I will be able to get a copy of it because apparently X does keep copies of every X space for up to 90 days in case there's some violation on there. So this recap will help you, but I'm hoping to be able to get a recording up because it was really good, and it was actually, our first X space, so just having it for the archive is always quite nice. But my kind of points were Radu from Lynx Labs. He shared this amazing vision, which he shared to us before, as Lynx as a kind of super dApp. That has swapping, lending, borrowing, spending, basically ready and built for when lending goes mainstream, which he really believes that's coming, and it's already happening a lot. There's a lot of huge lending protocols now. So he said all of that stuff is improved by being built on a proof of work for like long-term trust and decentralization. I love this point that he made about how he's got like a 10-year plus vision. He's not building for this cycle. It's really preparing for the future. So I love that someone who sees things in the long term is really good. Both speakers kind of emphasize this point that Alephium's stateful UTXO, the SUTXO model, kind of reduces whole categories of smart contract risk from their dApps, from their platforms, especially like reentrancy. So it does that by design. You know, if you know Alephium, you know a lot of the security features have been built from the start, and that's one of the reasons they come here. Instead of having to constantly like edit and fix their products for this like kind of rigorous constant defensive engineering, it's just done from the start. So that's really good. And kind of Radu built on that. He said proof of work, it's a really good base to have when you're planning to scale. When the stakes are going to get higher, you're going to have more users, more use cases, more kind of features. It becomes more critical. Your on-chain finance needs higher levels of security, and basically proof of work helps them do that. So if you can imagine, one day we might have consumer credit or mortgages or business loans or this sort of stuff moving really freely and quickly around the blockchain. Doing it on proof of work is beneficial. KR Coder from ALPH, he kind of told us what's going on with their V2. Obviously, our episode was called Rise of the V2, so we wanted to know about what they're building for new versions. And I'm really excited to kind of say, like, they're splitting the type of investment from just kind of near ready, production ready apps into seed, private, and public. But access to these investments will depend on how much APAD coin you stake. So really cool. I think that's going to be very interesting. Obviously, higher risk, but cool opportunities coming. And then at the end, we had Kimmo. He's our Finland lead. I like Kimmo. He's a really interesting guy. Really cool. He basically dropped me a message and said he had a question, and it was a great question. He wanted to know what existing platforms and projects inspired Lynx Labs and ALPH, and they revealed it was Lynx Labs revealed it was Aave, Morpho, and Hyperliquid, which really inspired him. Kind of small teams, really good at execution, simple modular designs, really good like risk management and awareness. These are things that he values a lot. So really bullish on Lynx. And then ALPH, to be honest, the platforms he told me I'd never heard of before. Carla, you probably knew them more than I did, but it was Fjord Foundry, Pink Cell, and Ergopad. Is that right?
Yeah, I think yeah. Fjord Foundry, it's a famous one, and Ergopad, it's a launchpad from Ergo blockchain, who is quite similar at Alephium because Ergo it's a proof of work blockchain.
Yes, and it was just really interesting to see what kind of inspired their building, right? But enough of that, enough of the X-Base. Let's move on to Alephium Explained. Carla, what are we going to learn about today?
So today, I think because of the X-Space, and all this question about the security and the different technical aspect and different technical stack that you could find on Alephium, I wanted to give a shot to our technical stack, and now you will understand why smart contracts are safer on Alephium. I want to talk about why smart contracts are generally safer on Alephium, and also what parts of our technology help make that possible. So first, Alephium was designed from the beginning with smart contracts in mind. It uses a custom virtual machine called Alfred, built specifically for Alephium's architecture. Unlike many other chains that reuse existing virtual machines, Alfred was made to work with Alephium's stateful UTXO model, which combines Bitcoin's security with Ethereum's programmability. Having our own virtual machines means the execution environment understands exactly how Alephium contracts and transactions should behave. It also lets the system include built-in protections, for example, fewer attack surfaces and a more predictable execution pattern than some generic, virtual machine environment. On top of the virtual machine, Alephium uses its own programming language for smart contracts called Ralph. Ralph was created to focus on security, simplicity, and efficiency, rather than being a very general purpose language that can easily produce bugs. Ralph encourages safe patterns by design and makes common attack types harder to write by mistake. Because Ralph and Alfred work together, smart contracts are executed in a way that takes full advantage of the SUTXO model. And this setup also reduces classes of vulnerabilities that have plagued other ecosystems like reentrancy and complex approval flow by changing how assets and state are handled. Another safety benefits come from the asset permissions systems and how transactions are processed. Alephium's transaction model separate asset ownership and contract states in a way that makes it harder for unexpected interactions to happen. And this reduces, common exploit vectors and gives developers more confidence in what their code will actually do on chain. None of this means bugs are impossible, but when something does go wrong, the risk of a small mistake causing a catastrophic chain-wide failure is much lower than on many traditional smart contract platform and chain. So the takeaway is this: Alephium's custom virtual machines, domain-specific language, and the stateful model all work together to create an environment where smart contracts are safer by design, not just by accident. So yeah, I think it's clear for everyone now. And just have a look on our technical documentation if you want to deep dive more and to understand more on this topic.
Marvelous, Carla. Very fine work. Thank you very much. Now, the final section here is about some of the articles that we've got coming up on the website. I do hope you are enjoying the articles that we've been putting out, because our contributors put in a lot of work to these articles. Carla, I believe you actually have an article coming out soon. I saw that you posted it in French. Could you tell us perhaps what is crypto TikTok syndrome?
Yeah, so I've read an article about the TikTok crypto syndrome. It was just talking about, like now in crypto, we just want to have hype, to have visibility, to be the one, like the project that everyone follows, and finally, we just follow narrative, but this narrative change every 2 weeks. So we have like this dopamine, when you scroll on TikTok and you watch like, I don't know, 5 seconds video. It's a bit the same, but in crypto, like every project, they come, they left, they come, they pivot again and again and again, and they don't find any product market fit, they don't find users, they don't find adoption, they find just visibility for 2 weeks and then they shut down. And it was something I saw in crypto since long time now, since few years, and I just wanted to explain my vision and why it's important to build, not with the hype, but like with the use case, the real use case, and to build not faster, but to build maybe sometimes slower, but to have a product that is really scalable and really important for the future.
I agree. I think it's quality over quantity. Some projects are just trying to do too much to catch too many different trends, and yeah, that TikTok syndrome. Yeah, it's bad. I've seen some really good videos and reels about this. about how tech companies love to pivot quickly, but the reality is stay in your lane, do the things that you're best at, and do it as best as you can. And I actually think that's quite symbolic of Alephium, and you made a really good point in that article. So yeah, that will get published soon. I'm sorry for the delay. We've had a lot of stuff going on recently. I have a terrific backlog of articles. I also have a couple of wonderful articles from Hayden. Now, Hayden is the founder of Aura Markets, and I'm sure many of you know about Aura Markets, decentralized prediction markets coming to Alephium. These two articles are fantastic. I had the pleasure of editing them myself, and really, really good. You're going to really enjoy these pieces. It lays out the industry problem of centralized prediction marketplaces in the first piece, and then the second piece kind of lays out Aura's vision for the future, and it's going to make you really bullish. So I'm looking forward to sharing that. Polto, he's one of our advisors. He's also put a very interesting article together too, but it's quite delicate. So it's taking some time to get it publishing ready. I've also written another article too, so that will be coming. And there's some other ones in there too. But yeah, I think over Christmas we'll fire a few of these out while things are quiet on the crypto Twitter front. But as always, if you want to go and read our content, you know where it is, alephium.org/news, and we'll continue to be there. But that's about it. Carla, do you have anything else you want to say to the lovely Alephium assemblers watching?
Not really. Just be aware of scams. We saw just like I think few minutes before this call that some website, trying to impersonate Alephium website. So they are not Alephium, they are Alephim. But if you are not like they are just before us on Google or on other websites. So just be really careful. I think, with Christmas, like people are just distracted. They are not really focused. And so the scammers are really happy to just send you wrong link and scam you. So you don't want this Christmas gift, I promise you. So just please be aware and take care. And thank you so much, Pe-pere, for this amazing episode again. And Merry Christmas to everyone. And maybe, I don't know if we will go out with another episode before New Year. So if not, I wish you like a New Year Eve, a good New Year Eve, and see you later.
Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. The next episode will be, I believe, in the first week of January. So we'll see you in the future. We'll see you next year. Really have a great Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you get some time off work to just rest and enjoy however you like to enjoy. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Carla, we made it to the end of the year. High five.
Yes, high five. And please don't forget to like this episode, to follow us. It's really important for Pe-pere and for everyone at Alephium. It supports our work and our ecosystem. So please don't hesitate to like, to share, to comment, and see you next year.
Yeah, and leave us some questions and feedback because we want to keep on improving. Bye for now. Thank you so much.
Bye.